Ever since I can remember, I've always wondered how my life would be if I hadn't made that decision that night. My name is Emily and, 15 years ago, my life took a completely unexpected turn due to a series of events that, in hindsight, seem straight out of a dramatic movie. At that time, I was 18 and dating a guy named Sam. Everything was new and exciting. Sam and I had been together for 3 months, and although he was interested in taking our relationship to the next level, I had always had reservations due to my upbringing. My family was very religious, and it was expected that I would remain a virgin until marriage. Even though I wasn't entirely sure if I wanted to follow that tradition, I definitely didn't want to rush into something so significant. One night, Sam and I went to a party with some friends, including his best friend, Tom. Sam went home early because he had to work the next day, but I stayed, enjoying the company of our friends. Tom and I started talking more as the night went on. I had never thought of Tom in a romantic way. After all, he was my boyfriend's best friend. However, that night, fueled by alcohol and mixed emotions about my relationship with Sam, I ended up making a decision that would change my life forever. Tom and I ended up being intimate that night. The next morning, I woke up feeling confused and guilty. I knew I had made a huge mistake, not only by cheating on my boyfriend, but also by betraying my own values and beliefs. Everything I had always thought was important seemed to vanish in a moment of weakness. When my boyfriend found out, he was devastated. He ended our relationship immediately, and I can't blame him. What followed was even worse. My parents, upon discovering not only that I had had sex, but that it had been with my boyfriend's best friend, were furious and disappointed. I felt completely alone. A few weeks later, I found out I was pregnant. The news was a heavy blow. When I told Tom, it was clear he wasn't ready to be a father. He decided he didn't want anything to do with the baby, leaving me in an even more difficult position. I decided to have my child, despite the lack of support from Tom and the ongoing tension with my parents. It was the hardest decision of my life, but also the most transformative. Being a mother taught me about responsibility and sacrifice in a way I had never experienced. Though the early years were incredibly tough, my son, whom I named Noah, became the light of my life. Looking back, that one bad decision really did change my life forever, but not everything was negative. I learned to be strong, to fight for what I believe in, and to be a single mother. Even though the circumstances weren't ideal, Noah's arrival gave me a purpose and direction I never expected. Today, 15 years later, I found a peace I never thought possible. Although it took time to reconcile with the decisions I made, I've learned to forgive myself and understand that everyone makes mistakes. Life has a way of teaching us lessons, some harder than others, but it's how we rise after falling that truly defines our character. Over the years, I've also learned to forgive Tom and accept that everyone has their own path and challenges to face. My parents and I have rebuilt our relationship, and although they'll never forget what happened, they have come to love Noah as their own grandchild. This story, my story, is a reminder that one night can change everything, but it doesn't have to define the rest of your life.